Hello, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in to Kandid Konversations. I am your host, Kyra. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. Let's introduce our co-hosts. First off, we have Natasha.
Hi, everybody.
And then we have Mr. I don't know why we can't see Justin Rucker.
Hi. Hello, people.
So
Pleasure to be amongst your acquaintance.
There go Mr. Rucker. And then we have our funny guy, Mr. Derek Watts.
What's the problem?
Derek, what is the problem?
I don't like to be labeled as a funny guy because people expect something funny, so I try to come off serious. So let's get it together.
You're not the funny guy?
It's serious, but oh no.
Okay, Derek doesn't want me to leave him as a funny guy, so let me reintroduce Derek. This is our co-host, Derek.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Thank you. So that's nice of you to join us on this Kandid Conversation on this toasty post-Christmas evening.
Oh Lord, here we go. Okay, we doing something a little funny because I was getting some inboxes and stuff like that from people saying that they miss us on Facebook and stuff like that. So we're trying to do a little double streaming type of thing going on. So I hope everybody on YouTube and on Facebook can see me. Hi, Shima.
Hi, Shima.
Hi, Shima. Hi, Mr. Tap. I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for tuning in. This is actually our last episode of 2021 and the ending of season 2. We will be back February 1st with season 3. So that's so excited. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? So I'm going to be looking on 2 different screens, which is the YouTube Live and the Facebook Live for everybody's comments and things of that nature.
I'm just trying to understand why we should not have to do this if our fan base would just follow simple directions. We said for 2.5 months, we said follow us to YouTube. Follow us to YouTube. YouTube. YOUTUBE.
Why y'all being hard-headed?
Y'all so hard-headed. 2022, we are aiming to have fans that listen and follow the directions.
Yes, we have actually moved from Facebook to YouTube, but because people have been saying that they haven't been able to see us or whatever, I'm now trying to double stream on YouTube and on Facebook to make everybody happy. But we would definitely appreciate it if everybody that subscribes to our Facebook page comes and subscribe to our YouTube. Okay, now let's get on topic. Today's topic is it okay for women to propose to men? Now, this, I've seen a couple of videos and I see how these women are out here proposing to these men, and there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. It is just not for me per se. I'm not getting down. My bad bended knee to propose to nobody. To nobody. Nobody.
Who gonna propose to me? Nobody.
But if that is a choice that you decide to make, more power to you. It is it's a free world out here. I'm just not doing it. That is it. That is all. I'm not doing it. My personal opinion is I feel that women that are in like real long-term relationships, I want to say 9, 10 years with somebody, and that man still hasn't proposed to them. I think they're a little tired of waiting for their ring, so they go on about and do what they say. Because they tired of waiting. But my personal opinion is this: if a man want to make his wife, you won't have to wait 10 years. You won't have to be down on your bended knee. He just don't want to marry you.
Cold-blooded.
I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. And I think that, these men, they say yes to the ring. Because one, some people don't want to embarrass somebody, especially when you're doing it in front of a lot of people. And after the proposal, do y'all really get married? I don't know. I've seen some proposals, but I haven't seen no wedding yet. So you get engaged, and then you have a long engagement. Like, I really don't know how to go because it never has ever happened to me before. And it will never happen because I'm not proposing to no man. But that's how I feel. I feel that this is for women that are in long-term relationships, and they tired of waiting for that man to embrace them. So, what you think, Tasha?
But it's a good way to maybe see where the guy's head is. I can't see myself doing.
What you mean? I see where his head is.
Because now, like, the guys, I don't think the guys will feel the pressure like the women feel the pressure to say yeah. It's like if you want to get, just like you said, they get proposed, they propose, and they get engaged, but do they actually get married? It's like by her proposing, it kind of gets her to the point faster. Even if he
really?
Huh?
Is it really?
Yeah, because they don't get married. So she should be able to tell by then, like, okay, this dude don't want to be married. He don't want to get married. I mean, she should have been able to tell before she proposed, but she'll probably be able to tell faster that way too. Because that maybe the pressure of being engaged on him will really just force him to be who he really is, and be like, you know what, I don't want to do this marriage thing.
Shima says, this is one of the viewers from Facebook. She says, I think women were afraid of rejection from the men. Mm-hmm. They probably were. You probably absolutely right, Shima, with that. It's just I can't see it. I did a little bit of reading up on it, and they were saying how it's like a gender role change now, and women, or as they call us women now, more masculine. When it comes to certain things, like we're putting ourselves in a man's role to be doing everything now, and I just don't agree with that. I can't see it. I just can't. I can't see it at all. Me proposing to a man, I can't see it. I just that thought would never enter my head. It just would never enter it. Never. I don't know, but maybe it's just me. You know, I could be wrong, but you know, to each his own. What y'all think? Y'all taking rings from women?
Nope.
Justin and Eric?
No.
Nope.
Justin, you ain't taking no ring from your woman?
Hell no.
Why not, Justin?
I'm just not. I just feel like there's some things that shouldn't be done. Like, you know, I'm just not with it. I'm not with it.
Would you feel less than a man if a woman proposed to you?
No, I wouldn't feel less than a man, no, but it's just not my thing. That's not my forte. I think, you know, let me do it. Can't do everything. Damn. Shit.
Shima says it sucks that it has to be on his time, but oh well, I'm not doing it. Me, Shima, me, you on the same page, girl.
Yeah, see, and she right, you know, on his own time, because that's kind of like when the woman proposes, like she rushing him. It's like her saying, okay, well, it looked like you're not going to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and do this.
I think that, you know, yeah, it is kind of jacked up that it is on a man's timing, but I think that if y'all kind of already starting to have like that marriage conversation, then you kind of already know where he at when it comes to it. So
when it comes to it,
so you kind of gonna be kind of expecting sooner or later I'm about to get me a ring because we're talking about it.
Yeah.
And what's the point of talking about something if you ain't gonna do it?
Yeah.
But if you never talk about it, then it's just something that you don't want to do. Like you're gonna get like, especially if you in a long term relationship with somebody, and let's say it's been 5 years, and at that 3 year point, you're like, so you want to talk to him about getting married, and he's shying away from the subject. Then you already know right then and there, oh boy, I want to get married. Like if he the one that never wants to talk about getting married, then he don't want to marry you. It's like catch the hint. Some people be in denial, and they be like, oh, I've been in this relationship for X, Y, and Z. This is who I want to be with. And sometimes that's not what he wants. Maybe he just happy being your man, and that's it. Yeah. Maybe that's what he good at, and he just don't want to tell you. Take the hint. Take the hint. Derek, what do you think?
The Bible says.
Here you go.
When he find a wife.
A man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Well,
come on now.
But the Bible does not say that a man that accepts a $100,000 ring is not a man. Come on, somebody. So if you want to buy me a ring, put it on my pinky ring. Put it on my pinky ring. Look at your neighbors. Look at your neighbors right now and say, I do and I do. Well, listen. Y'all just had this. We just had this whole conversation last week about everything being on women's time. And finally, the man has something that he can do on his time, and now women want to take that away. But we bad when we're the bad ones when we want to be when we want to expect or we want to push y'all to give up the goods when we doing everything we need to be doing right, and y'all want to sit down on it and like, well, I don't feel comfortable. Maybe we don't feel comfortable proposing to y'all yet. Maybe we seen some red flags that say, you know what? Let me look a little closer at this before I jump into this, because remember, sex is just for a couple of minutes. Marriage is forever. So before I make this decision to keep you in my life forever, it take you 2 to 6 to 11 months to let me between your legs for a couple of minutes. But then you want me to rush my decision on keeping you in my life forever. Because y'all have control of everything. This is the one thing we have control of, and then y'all want to be sitting here talking about Russian.
Well, you know what?
Tawana says, I just hope you take marriage seriously because it seems too loose now after taking vows. I agree, women have red flags too. No shade though. From the queen of no shade.
Like, we gotta watch this, y'all. But y'all take everything from us. Y'all take everyththing, and then we gotta rush. You gotta rush. Yeah, y'all do. Y'all gotta feel comfortable. Y'all gotta feel comfortable with us. You gotta feel comfortable before y'all can come into our apartment or we get invited to your house. Y'all gotta feel comfortable before we get invited to your bed. We gotta feel comfortable before we start going on dates alone. Let's start having conversations on phone first so I can get to know you better because it's crazy out there and all the rest of that stuff. But then when we want to feel comfortable with proposing, then we slow gassing or we not moving quick enough. Like, y'all crazy. Y'all just as crazy as we are. Y'all do just as crazy stuff. We already heard stories of cat running people over because there are imbalanced people out here who do not have a problem getting behind their wheel and trying to run you down. And I'm supposed to make a quick, rash decision if I want to marry you or not. There's some people who may be everything, may be a freak in the sheet and a queen at home, but then you can't trust them. You can't trust them no further than you turning your back before they.
First of all, nobody is saying that you have to rush into anything. If you've been with somebody for mad years, how is that rushing you?
What do you mean? That is rushing me because if I still have not found all the things, if I'm still looking for certain things. Who was it? I think they be talking about Tyler Perry says you have to meet someone, you have to see someone in all their seasons. If I haven't seen you in all your seasons yet, why am I rushing to marry you? I need to know who you're going to be.
You with somebody for 5 years, after 5 to 6 years, and you being with somebody, if you ain't seen them in all their seasons in 5 to 6 years, something is wrong.
What do you mean? 5 to 6 years, if I ain't see you in all my seasons, I ain't see you in all your seasons. Maybe you've been putting on a good show, and I ain't get to see you in all your seasons yet. Maybe I only seen you in Adobo, and I only seen you in Pepper. I have yet to see you in Salt, and I have yet to see you in Paprika. Like, don't rush my seasoning.
I see him in Lowry's. Lowry's is important.
Listen, here's the thing. If she wanted him to, she got to stop being a wife before she
I
is
agree with that.
Right.
It goes both ways though too.
They're not just like just like he just said. The dude he gonna be with you for 9 years. 9 years. Okay, in that 9 years, I'm sure you done seen me lose somebody. You done seen me sick. You done seen me home mad from work. You probably saw me unemployed. You done seen me all these. You think you still saying you got to see more after 9 years to propose to me, and then I'm gonna turn around and propose to you though? Nah. We're gonna it's time for us to start cutting some stuff out because that, to me, I'm gonna take that as what I'm already doing is not good enough. I'm not gonna go with more. I'm gonna just start cutting out.
Tawana says years don't make marriage. Some people are just content, and I totally agree with that because I can say for myself. Before I did get married to my case order, we lived together for 10 years. Now, mind you, in them whole 10 years, never did we ever discuss marriage. Because before we even went there, in my head, what I had envisioned my life to be was didn't want to get married, didn't want to have kids, didn't want to have none of that. My whole thing was I was on a whole nother different level. And so we never really talked about it until one day he just popped up and proposed, and I thought it was a joke. I did. I laughed. I thought it was a joke. I honestly did. I thought he was joking. I thought he was playing around with me or whatever. Until I saw the ring, and I was like, "Oh shit, like you dead ass serious." Where this come from? So I can agree. After you being with somebody for a certain amount of time, you get consent. with just being with them.
Yeah, but no, I have to agree with what Tasha was saying because you have to show, you have to be able to show, you have to be able to show, you have to be dressing for the part before you get the part. So if me and you are vibing, we having a good time, and you're showing me signs of you still being a party girl or you still being moving single, then I'm no matter it could be 10 years, it could be 15 years, it could be 20 years. If you're still moving the same way, I'm not gonna say, okay, I see the wife in her. You have to show me the wife the same way if I have to show you the husband. I have to show you that I'm capable of being the husband, being capable of being the man of the house. The same way you have to be able to show that you're going to be the head of the house, or you're going to be the behind the scenes head of the house. Because we all know, even though they said when men are the head of the house, we all know for real who's the head of the house. We just pay the bills. But I need to be able to know that you're going to have my back, that you're going to show those things, those characteristics of a wife. I need to know that you're going to be okay, that I don't have to worry about going off to work and thinking that somebody else is in the house. I have to be okay with knowing that when you're going to be where you say you're going to be. Because those are all things and characteristics that a husband need to feel safe. Like if I'm out trying to make sure that the house is taken care of and all the rest and everything else, I need to make sure that number one, that the house is being taken care of inside the house. I need to make sure that that the kids are being taken care of and being tended to. Because if I'm focusing on one thing, I need to know that you're focusing on other things. So when we come together and we sit down and say, all right, babe, this is what we did, X, Y, and Z. You're not telling me like, oh, well, I didn't do none of that. I was busy. What you was doing? Shaniqua called me and we went to the Piggly Wiggly because they had a sale on peanuts. Like, I don't need to hear that. I need to know.
But that shouldn't take 10 years for understand to recognize.
Right, but some men love the women they're with and waiting for those opportunities. Just because you have not shown to me that you are wife material does not change the fact that I love you, that I care for you, that I want to be with you. I'm just waiting for you to show me that this can go someplace further. Every man is not just content with not just wanting not to marry you. I had a boy who was waiting for his girl to show those things. And then finally he said, you know what? I see that you're more focused on your future. You're more focused on your personal goals and not on our goals together. So then he eventually had to walk away. But some guys don't want to walk away because they love you. They love who you are. They love what you're about. They love everything about you.
So why not marry her?
Because she is not focusing, because she's not showing the signs of this is what our marriage is going to be. Marriage is very serious. He's wasting his time. Why is he wasting his time when he's waiting for her? She wasted his time. Because if she wants to be married,
she's giving the best that she got. That's the best she got. She giving you the best she got.
She's not giving the best she got. She's giving the best she want to give out.
Because her best is not to your standard, you're gonna sit and get in her way of finding somebody who's gonna appreciate everything that she's already given.
What do you mean?
She's not worthy of your name because you still have these extra items that you feel like you need to see.
I don't have extra items. The extra items is the fact that we're going to be together forever. And if you can't showcase these things,
we're not getting married. If we ain't getting married, we ain't gonna be together forever. As long as
I cannot commit to us being together forever if I can't see these things. There's something I'm not talking about little nonsense like, oh, you don't know how to cook, or
while you sitting there waiting for me to fill in these extra space you missing, you're committed to me. If we're in a relationship, we still committed to each
right.
other. You ain't seeing nobody, I ain't seeing nobody.
Exactly.
A lot of people already living together. Same way in marriage.
Right.
Now, some people got kids together already. Same way in marriage. So why you can't give me the ring and the paper? That's the only thing missing. Maybe because
you did. It's not my fault. You decided.
That's already.
It's not my fault. First of all, it's not my fault you decided to go out of turn. Nobody told you to move in together like a marriage. Nobody told you to have a child like a marriage. Nobody told you to do any of that stuff because the Bible says. I like it.
If they're living together, they agree to it. If he putting his key in the same door I'm putting my key in, we agreed to live together. That means everything going on under that roof, we agreed to it.
Right.
It's an agreement.
Okay.
But
so Wanda says, wait a minute. So Wanda is saying
did she just say, wait a minute?
that, yes, I did. I said, wait a minute. So Wanda is saying, at our age, within 5 years, we should know if marriage can be taking place rather we do it or not.
I think it takes less than 5 years.
Yeah, it can take less than 5 years. It should take less than 5 years.
I skipped something. She said, because when I got a divorce and my ex tried to pull the "but you my wife" card, I told him I was the wife before we got married. We done. I know that's right. Shima said, when we start taking our wigs and makeup forth in front of y'all, you think it all.
Mm-hmm.
Mr.
Nah,
Robinson
because a lot of these females would be super
said
false
that she
advertising.
is waiting to have her bachelorette.
Uh-huh.
He said, Mr. Robinson said she is waiting to have her bachelorette party and F another guy before the wedding, and the bridesmaids is laughing about it.
Jeez, Mr. Robinson.
You, brother?
So Robinson says, I agree, it can be under 5. I just gave 5 as a push. Yeah, I think that when it comes to getting married or whatever, first of all, some people just want to get married because they want the wedding, not the marriage. And I will always continue to say that.
I'm in complete agreement.
And that could be one of the reasons why people don't want to wait, because you feel as though you with this person 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15 years, whatever your push is or whatever. But they want wedding. They don't want the marriage, because people who want the marriage, they do what they're supposed to do and take the right steps to be in a marriage.
Marriages have gone down because everybody want to play house. Back in the day, you had people got married because that was the first thing you got before you can milk the cow. So
that's my bad. Used to call it shacking up.
Right. So before you were able to take that woman home, love that woman the way you wanted to love her, do all the nasty stuff that you ever wanted to do, there was a prerequisite before that, and that was for marriage. Now you have moved all that stuff out of the way. Like Tasha said, now we putting our key in the same hole and we making the same decision on the same door. And then you're sitting here saying, why are you not giving me the piece of paper? Because you went out of turn. If you wanted women held themselves to a certain standard that's saying, if you want these things, if you want me to spend the night, if you want me to be here, if you want me to wash your clothes and cook your food and love you and present my body and give you my body whenever you want it, that there comes a tie to that you need to fulfill. And that's marriage. Give me what I want and I'm all yours. Now, today's woman is now okay with moving in with the guy, okay with giving him everything he wants and being the biggest freak she could possibly be for him as a boyfriend. So now, why do I need to marry you when you already giving me everything right now? There's no need for me to marry you. The only reason I'm marrying you now is because I don't want nobody else to have what I have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a good enough reason for anybody to get married. Marriage is simple. Marriage is very serious. Marriage is the most, you can't get, there's no business that's more diverse than a marriage. Because once you really get married and you are really connected as one, you can go and open up a Starbucks. You can open up any other business and say, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. Y'all can close those doors and go your separate ways and never see that again. You can't do that in a marriage. You once you say we're married, there's so much legal red tape and yellow tape and green tape that you gotta sign off and figure out before you walk away. And let's not forget the emotional ties that you gotta break loose of. Marriage is so serious. So there's no reason for me to marry you just because I don't want no other man to have you. I'm marrying you because I see my life, and I don't want to see my life without you in it.
You're gonna have to marry me if you don't want to see me with no other man. I'm still on the market.
If I don't see my life without you in it, then I'm not gonna marry you. If somebody asks me 5 years from now, where do I see myself? If I don't see myself coming home to you, then I'm not going to marry you.
And you ain't nothing wrong with that.
And you should excuse yourself from that relationship. Then it's a relationship. Then this is a relationship than a marriage. And that's what it's going to have to be. It's just a relationship. But if you don't see, I feel like this, when you are in a relationship with somebody, if you don't see me in your future after 3-4 years, whatever, if you still don't see me in your future after that amount of time, you might as well just excuse yourself from the table and you go find you the person that you are going to see in your future, and let me go find a man that I need to find to be in my future. Because if I'm seeing you in my future, but you're not seeing me in your future, then I would have twisted. Something ain't right here.
This is how it's supposed to be. Like, year 1 and 2, you're supposed to see them as years 1 and 2, you can see them being in your future. Years 3 and on, it's supposed to come to, I don't want to see life without you. And that's the difference. Because I can see myself with you for the rest of my life. And we can still be doing the same thing we're doing. But that doesn't mean that our marriage is going to work. Our marriage is going to work because I don't want to imagine life without you. Life without you means there's a death sentence. Life without you means my life is over, because marriage says to death do us part. So if I don't want to live life without you, then that means that we're supposed to be married, because that means we're going to fight for whatever. I'm going to fight for whatever I need to fight for to make sure this marriage works, because death is the only way we're supposed to part.
So therefore, there you go. So therefore, why is it taking people so long to get married? Because death is the only reason we're supposed to be apart. So if death is that's a serious thing you're saying. The only way we're supposed to be away from each other is if I die or you die. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have to kill you so I can be free.
I feel like that was the setup the whole time.
They have to kill me.
Man, Derek, you a bad mofo, bro. That setup was there for the longest.
So that's why it takes us so long, because we have to understand that the fact that either more than likely you're going to kill us if you're not happy. If you're the one, you control what we eat, you control what we put on, you control what we sleep in. What was that? What's that show? What's the name of that show that was on Netflix? It was mad long and mad slow.
How many girlfriends we got out here slashing tires and cutting dudes up? All that ain't wives out here doing that. You got girlfriends out here doing that.
Ozark.
Yes.
You remember that show? Now you remember that she grinded up cherry pits and put it in his coffee to kill him.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all control everything we do.
It was his wife.
His wife ground and made it, and it.
She meant to make him something to eat. She grounded up some cherries, whatever, to make him have a heart attack.
Right. And it comes off as just a heart attack, right? Y'all control all the facets that can kill us, and y'all be free. Oh, I loved him so. Oh my goodness, put him in the ground. Oh, I can't live life without him. Hey, how you doing? I'm good, Yeah, it's so sad he left me. Yeah, y'all control all those things to kill us. We need to make sure that y'all not going to kill us before we need to die.
That's what marriage is about. That's to death do us part.
Right.
Listen.
And that's what it was for them. So death do us part. But I get what Derek is saying too. But at the end of the day, it don't take that much time for nobody to realize whether or not you want somebody in your life.
That's right.
It doesn't.
You can't rush anybody. Y'all just told us last week.
Control over so much. Derek said we have so much control over so much, but we really don't have any control over that because that woman, she's giving away her 10 years. She decides, you know what, this man look like he's not gonna marry me, so he's not gonna propose to me, so I'm gonna propose to him, only for him to do one of maybe 3 things: say no, accept it, and then later on tell her it's not for him, or go ahead and do the whole thing only to find out he was waiting and procrastinating because he really didn't want to be with her. It's just what it all boils down to.
Placeholders.
Yeah, if he wanted,
for the placeholder.
He's not waiting forever. He not wait. Only the ones who propose after waiting years and years and years are the ones that finally came to the point that all the other chicks outside tired of them, and she the only one that stuck around. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't have to wait for you to run through a whole bunch of different chicks for you to see how loyal we are. For you to decide, yeah, this is my wife.
And it goes both ways though. We shouldn't have to wait for your text, your phone to stop going off at night before we know that you the one. We shouldn't have to sit there and wonder if you got your phone on do not disturb so the phone calls don't come in. It goes the same way. Y'all do the same dirt. If not, y'all do the same dirt we do, if not worse than what we do.
But y'all more crafty with y'all.
Listen, at the end of the day, everybody has a choice, and I'm gonna always kick this out there. It's a choice. If we in a relationship, and our relationship has gone over 3, 4, 5, I'm just gonna put 5 as a long-term relationship, and we've been together for 5 years already. And I'm seeing you as, I want this man to be my husband, whatever, and you're still on it, let me think about it, I don't know, but she still do this, and she's still doing that, then guess what? You need to go, and I need to go. We both have a choice to make. We either gonna get it done, or we're not.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not gonna do 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 more years with you, and still be sitting here wondering, where's my ring? Which is why I say what I say. This is why women get down on bending knee and propose to these men.
I'm down on bending knee.
They want a ring.
You could go buy your own ring.
Some people just do it because they want a ring. They want to get married. Now you sitting up here buying this man a ring, so you still ain't got your ring. And
yeah, and that
thinking that this is the person for you. And in all reality, this is not really the person for you. Because if I gotta wait 10 years or 15 years for you to say yes to my ring, you did not want to marry me, period. Ever. Never. I'm just one that stuck around and waited and kept waiting.
And the same thing for us. We waited and kept waiting until y'all decided, we're going to give him some. So y'all can wait and keep waiting and keep waiting.
God. Getting some butt is totally different from getting married.
Right. Exactly. It is a much more serious decision.
If you really want to go back to the Bible, you're supposed to be a virgin on your wedding night.
Yeah, but none of y'all of that. So don't come telling what we're supposed to be.
I'm picking Bible verses up in here because you're supposed to be a virgin when you get married. Per the Bible.
Yeah, so she is supposed to be a virgin on her wedding night. She. So if you want to be legit about it, the Bible speaks of her being a virgin on her wedding night.
Entertaining the sex.
Huh?
You shouldn't be entertaining sex when it comes to the woman.
What do you mean you shouldn't be entertaining? If she's supposed to be a virgin.
Asking for it.
Right, you are absolutely right.
if I'm
Okay,
with
first
you,
let's back this up because if you want to, if don't give, nope. Don't give. If we gonna go scripture, if we gonna go Bible, let's go Bible. Let's back up. First of all, number one, I don't have to ask you for anything.
Wait. Before you do that, let me speak. She says a lot of couples lack communication and understanding, and that's what leads to all that confusion, or at least she was you stupid. She said, or at least save a hole.
Sheesh.
Okay. Now we can get into the sex.
Okay, so if you're gonna try to use Bible to saying we shouldn't be asking for sex, number one, Bible state if we go back Bible time, I don't even have to woo and I don't have to woo and new you or nothing. All I have to do is go to your parents with my dough, with my 2 sheep, or my calf or my cattle, drop it off in their yard, and bring your behind to the house. Period. You ain't gotta love me. You ain't gotta know me. You don't gotta say and when you're gonna give it to me or how you gonna give it to me because you belong to me. If you want to go Bible ways. So when the Bible's speaking of you being a virgin and we shouldn't be asking, that was before we had to come and give you any kind of choice whatsoever. Because all we had to do was go to your house and say, hey, listen, I got 2 calves and a goat. What's up? You like, you know what? Kyra looks like she can give me a couple of kids with them thighs. You know what? I got an extra calf in there for you. Give me, I got 3 calves, 1 goat. What's up? Your dad be like, there you go. We got a goat and 3 calves out of this. Kyra, go to his house. I can then walk further down the street and say, oh, there go Natasha right there. Hey, Natasha's dad, I got a goat. I got a full-grown, a pig, and a full-grown cow. What's up? He shake his hand. Natasha going down to Derek's house. That's how it was. So that's why I was expected for you to be a virgin and to stay pure because it wasn't all this work that was supposed to go into the fact of.
Stay pure if you keep asking me for sex. Don't ask me.
I didn't have to ask you during that time in biblical times. Sex was what it was. There was no courting. There was no getting to know you. It was you look good to me. I find you attractive, so I'm going to your family to see what your family says. What your family says is going to be your price. What's your bounty?
Well, back then you didn't have too many women going to men to propose.
No, it was unheard of.
Exactly.
Because women were used as a form of currency. If you had daughters, you was considered very rich.
It was a business acquisition.
Mr. Robinson, explain to me why you feel as though Natasha is biased.
Look, takes off Natasha's head, turns sideways. She was like,
Oh shit.
Well, I want to know because I sure told him I'm never gonna propose to him, so I want to know how am I biased. You already know I'm not proposing to nobody.
But I don't think that women should be proposing to men. It's just not.
You're absolutely right. I agree with you. I don't feel a woman should propose to a man. But I'm definitely, if I get proposed to, and if I want to say yes, I'm definitely going to say yes. I'm not going to say no because she beat me to the punch. I'm like, bet. Does that mean, wait, hold on. Does that mean my parents got to pay for the wedding? Or did your parents still got to pay for the wedding? Because my parents is dead, so.
But that's the thing. If you went, and that's fine. If you like, okay, she beat me to the punch, but this is somebody that I wanted to be with, and da 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 da. That's all good and dandy. But in all reality, when you are actually with somebody for a very long period of time, are you really gonna jump up and get married? Like I could take for a perfect example. Look at what's the chick there that did it on TV? With the rapper dude. Oh God, what is
he woke up with some other female.
No, he was part of Dipset. What the hell is his name?
Oh, you talking about Jim Jones and Chrissy?
Jim Jones and Chrissy. When she proposed to him, I think they've been together for over 20 years or something like that, and they still together to this day, and still ain't married. And she proposed to him on national TV, did a whole big party type thing, whatever, and proposed to him. He accepted. A week later, never wore the ring, and and to this day,
but weren't they on was that show, that VH1 show,
yes,
like boot camp, marriage boot camp, or something like that.
I don't know if they.
I think they were on. I think they were on marriage.
Some kind of show, yeah.
But they're not married. Because
Right.
Everybody that's not married can't be married.
Right, but the issues that they had on marriage boot camp was serious. I understand why they ain't married yet. They had some real jacked up stuff.
So why?
And they should have been parted ways because they've been together for like 25 years already. That's like what the hell?
Now why would you think that would happen?
What the hell? That's toxic. And y'all need to part ways because y'all toxic together.
We can't use them. We can't use.
Nothing was worked out between them. They still two ditsy bitsies and still in a toxic ass relationship after 20-some years. No. Oh, he says that she gave Mr. Robinson says she gave every option except for a man who was happy and fine with everything. Bye.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Chrissy did see that. And she did, yes, she did. Shima is saying that when she did propose to Jim Jones, that she said she was tired of waiting for him to do it. Like I said, after 20 damn years, I get tired of waiting for him to do it too.
Mm-hmm. I told him I'm tired of waiting, but it ain't gonna be with no proposal.
And he said it was already like they were married. Only thing was missing was the paper.
Exactly, and that's why I've been saying from the jump, because you decide to move in with somebody and give them yourself and give them your body without the paperwork, and then get mad because the paperwork don't ever happen. That's you decided. That was on you. You decided to jump the gun. You decided to move ahead.
Herself. Not without the guy. The guy had nothing to do with that decision.
We be here. He's gonna do whatever he's gonna do.
She just packed her stuff.
No, but he's gonna do. A guy's only gonna do. We have already established that a guy's gonna do what you allow him to do. If he said, you know what, you should just move in. You hear all the time anyway, and you say okay and pack your stuff. You made the decision to go when you could have said, nah, you might as well move in. Why? You might as well marry me then.
Why would he suggest that then? Why suggest it?
Why won't he?
No, you know what?
If you already there, if you living there.
You know what? You're right. Because when he said that, she should have said, you know what? By you saying that, you letting me know that I'm here too much. So I got to start staying home.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we giving too much and we want it fast. And when the guy, and we already know guys are slow anyway.
I'm sorry. Did I interrupt what you were saying? Okay. I honestly and solely, I agree with you that a lot of couples lack communication and understanding, and that's why people are confused about who's gonna get married and who not, and who's ready to get married and who not. It's because couples don't communicate, and they're not understanding one another. Because like I said, if you actually sit down and have this conversation with whoever you're with, and if they're shying away from the whole marriage thing, or, you know, I don't want to talk about it right now, or whatever, and it's a constant type of thing, but they can talk about everything else but that, then that's telling you that this is not the type of person that wants to marry me.
Yeah.
So you have a decision to make. It's not based on whether or not that man's going to marry you or whatever. You have to make the decision on your own. If I'm going to stay in this relationship with this person and wait for my ring, or am I going to stay in this relationship with this person and propose to him myself because this is the man that I want to be with, or just move on and find you somebody that actually wants to be with you.
Yeah.
Because all that waiting.
Hold on. Ridiculous. Let me jump back on in agreement to what Mr. Robinson is saying. Because that was one of my beginning thoughts. I forgot because I was being silly. Let's understand something.
Well, what thought? What thought are you talking about?
Marriage is not paper, the piece of paper, and marriage is not the wedding. It has never been. Marriage is a commitment before God that this is the person that you are going to join into life with and live life with. Never in the Bible, I think only one time in the Bible has it ever been where there ever been a mention of a wedding. There was never you never saw in the Bible about a wedding. You never saw in the Bible. It was always, huh?
I said no, it's not. It's no mention of weddings in the Bible.
I think it's only one time. I think it was one of the miracles. Yeah, that was a wedding, but it wasn't even a wedding. It was a party.
Oh, the shindig. My bad.
Right. So we got them. We have this whole idea of society have painted what marriage is. A marriage is a commitment to love each other no matter what, to walk and live life together no matter what. Meaning, in good times and bad times, we're still going to be committed to love, respect, honor, and cherish each other. That's what marriage is. So if you are married to the idea of what they call a common law, or what the society's mindset of what a marriage is. Oh, I want to put on a dress and I want to walk down the aisle and I want to look in your eyes and I want to say I do and I do. When you don't have to do that. Some weddings can be between you. It's an agreement that you make between you and God. So me and Natasha can be in love, and we can sit in prayer and say, God, this is the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. I promise to cherish her and love her to death do me part. God will honor my commitment to you. God will honor that as a marriage.
Like what Brandy did.
I'm not gonna honor it. I need my mother there.
Your mother could be there. You could pick your mother up.
And my son need to be there, and my brother, for my father brother.
That's fine. Okay, whoever you want to be there. But it doesn't have to be what people think. That's why. It don't have. It's a spiritual wedding. People have it all the time because the Bible. You're talking about what God honors, what you honor on what you honor on earth, He will honor in heaven.
Do y'all remember when Brandy got busted for all of that stuff with her baby? That's what she said was with her and the man that she was with. They had a spiritual wedding. And that's what she called it. She called it a spiritual wedding. So that was the first time I had ever heard of it. But now that you bringing it up, you're absolutely right. If that's how it is, then that's how it is.
So it's not about the proposal. It's about the lifestyle. It's about what I'm living. Am I living?
That's not what these women in today's society is looking.
Right.
A woman that is agreeing to a spiritual wedding. Now, if this woman is proposing to you, that's not what she's looking for.
Right, but there should have been a conversation. You're absolutely right.
Which is what I just said.
Right, and I agree. I fully agree with everything y'all both are saying. I'm just saying that off of what Mr. Robinson said, he is absolutely correct. We're looking at the wrong things, and we're paying attention and focusing on the wrong things. And if you are focusing on you're focusing on the outside show, throw a party and save yourself the drama.
If it's only a piece of paper and a ring, then just give it to her. If y'all together for 10 years, you probably done bought her a ring 4 times with gifts and Valentine's Day and vacations and everything. You probably done bought her 3 rings already. If it's just a ring and paper, just give it to her. Because you ain't going nowhere. If you ain't going nowhere, just marry the woman.
Mr. Robinson says, marriage isn't paper or a wedding. Marriage is a mutual decision, just like a person can decide to be a mother or a father, instead of a baby mama or a baby daddy.
Okay, marriage so what's the difference?
Marriage could be some money, prostitution, or whoring. marriage can be to fame and attention, or the combination of them all.
Listen.
Now, Joy, I'm just running down some of these comments. Joy says, we always playing white people all the time. We have to go back to court and date and a marriage proposal before we move forward, which is what Derek did say before. You got to go back to the old school back in the day. Y'all stop playing the wife.
But you know what? They're going to complain that the woman not doing nothing now. Then they're gonna complain that the woman not cooking. Because if you not my husband, I don't got no business cooking for you. If you not my husband, when you get sick, I don't have no business being there taking care of you. When your dick get hard, I don't have no business taking care of that. I'm not your wife.
Okay.
You know, it's the men in this society. You guys are since the beginning of time. It's not just today.
Dang, we going over to the beginning of time.
Shit, we get married because of y'all in the first place. Y'all the ones who set all these rules in place. So now we in today's society. So
all we're doing is trying to find the rib that belonged to us. God took our rib while we were asleep, and we is out here trying to find who got our rib.
The ring was not a woman's idea.
That's all we doing. That's all we're doing. We're searching for our rib. We're trying to find our completion. Somebody got.
How long does it take you to find your rib? You sitting up here being in relationship.
It would be easier for us. It would be easier for us to find our rib if y'all would just walk around naked and we can know if it fit or not.
What?
Derek, I'm about to put Derek in the corner, y'all.
Woo! No, but in all seriousness, we have to understand. Rebuttaling to what Natasha's talking about. We have to understand. You're trying to hold us to regards that was set for years and years and years, but y'all are not holding yourselves to those same regards.
Like what? If she acting like a wife before she getting married, that means she doing what she's supposed to be doing. We just said the women out here acting like wives before they get married.
No, so not the women. Some women. Some women are acting like wives. Some women are acting like wives. Other women. If every time
we doing stuff we ain't got no business.
And we doing stuff we ain't got no business doing. I hear all the time on timeline all the time. I got friends all the time that I hear about. We paying bills. We paying bills in other people's houses that they ain't got. Like, I don't live there. Why I'm paying your cable?
We giving $40.
All right. Okay, wait. Let me break this up. Break it up. Okay, let me ask you a question. So, since you the one that said that women should not be doing wifey duties, what should women be doing if they're not doing wifey duties? What should women be doing in order for them to get a ring from you?
Okay, well, no. Let's look at it like this. When you go buy a house, it's not your house. They don't take you to your house. When they do a new development, they don't take you to your house. They take you to a sample house, right? This sample house shows you what your house could look like. Once you walk around and you see the furniture and you see all the stuff in there, you say, "Oh wow, I think I like this. I think this place could be home." Right?
It's a makeshift, yes.
Right.
Okay.
When we are dating, you are showing me that this could be home. So if I come to your house, I'm not asking you to wash my clothes. I'm not asking you to cook me a meal. But when I come to your house, if you hungry every day and you talk about, can we go out to eat? Can you bring me something to eat? That means you are not able to cook.
Okay. So
if I see you, if I come to your house to pick you up and you rushing, I'm at the door with flowers and you rush to close your door because your house looks a mess, you're not showing me. Your model home is not showing me what you can do as a husband, as a wife.
Okay. But you coming to my house to pick me up. What you showing me that you doing as a husband?
What do you mean? I'm coming to your house to pick you up. What are you talking about? I'm taking you out to dinner. I'm providing like I'm supposed to provide.
Okay. So other than her cooking you a dinner when you come visit her,
I didn't ask you to cook me a dinner. I want to know that you can eat. I know that you're eating. So when I call and say, "Hey, babe, how was your day? What did you cook for dinner? Did you eat?" And you tell me no, could you bring me something to eat? If I pick you up and you like, can we go to the store? I need to buy a couple of groceries. I need to know you know how to grocery shop. If I'm taking you grocery shopping and all you buying is chips and TV dinners, we got a problem. I need to see that you know how to put a meal together. So if I see that you going, no, she ain't got to cook for me. She got to cook for herself. I'm not asking you to make me a meal.
If you need to know whether or not the person you with can cook, because eventually you do plan on eating it, right?
Right, but if you need to show me ingredients, I need to know. Like if we're out shopping and I see that all you're doing is buying potato chips, peanut butter jelly bread, and you buying like a couple of apples and some oranges, some Pop-Tarts, I already know you're not cooking.
But for yourself, you still have to know this is woman.
Right. At some point, we're gonna have to share a meal. At some point, I'm gonna have to bring you to my house.
That don't mean that shit gonna be
right. At some point, I'm gonna have to bring you to my house, or you're gonna have to bring me to your house. At some point, I'm gonna show you how I live, and you're gonna show me how you live. Right.
Okay.
If I know how to cook, I'm gonna make a meal for you. I'm gonna wine and dine you. I'm like, you know what? Let's not go out tonight. Tonight, let's stay home. Come on by the house. I'll pick you up, bring you back to the house. I made this nice dinner for you. You have a good dinner. Yeah. You say, you know what? You did. That was such a nice evening. I'm gonna repay you this time. My turn. I'm gonna cook you a meal.
Okay.
Right. I'm not asking you to cook for me every day. I'm not asking you to wash my clothes. I want to see the model of a wife that you can be. I want to know that you can do the things that I expect you to be able to do as my wife.
Especially if you expect certain things from me.
Right. Because you expect me to be able to. Now, if you come to my house for dinner and I got candles all over the place and you be like, oh, can we use the bathroom? I'm like, yeah, take the candle in there. And you be like, why I got to use the candle? Why can't I turn on the light? Oh, my lights are off. You gonna look at me like, okay, you definitely don't know how to take care of your affairs. Why your lights off? Why would you have me come here and your lights is off? Because I don't know how to take care of my affairs. Obviously, I got a money problem. So now you're like, when you get back to your girl, you're like, oh girl, he had me at his house. This nigga ain't got no lights. Oh nah, this is not gonna work. He's already checked off the list.
How many meals do you need to see?
What do you mean? How many meals do I need to see? I need to see a couple of meals. I need to see other than your one signature. You're not gonna ZDB to death.
Okay, so how many?
Like, hey, I made ZD again.
Streamer says you have to give a little of something to know what we're getting ourselves into.
Keyword a little. You're right, Shima. A little. Keyword a little.
Right. That's what I'm saying. When you go to a model house, you don't get to stay in that model house overnight.
Okay, but yeah, I'm still not getting. No matter what. No, okay, so therefore, I understand what you're saying. It's a give and take type of thing. All right, this is what you expect to see from this person. Okay, how long does this have to go on?
As long as it takes for me to feel comfortable with saying I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
See? Okay. So therefore, within that time frame, because like we going back to what you said, we ain't gonna be doing the wifey thing to get the husband. We gonna do the courting thing to get the man, to get the ring, to get the husband, to get the marriage, the wedding, whatever it is that she's looking for, and you're looking for.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And you undid all of this and you undid all of that. You're not having sex.
Right.
Sex is off the table, correct?
Right.
So y'all living in two separate homes.
Right.
Correct?
Correct.
And in between that, all y'all doing is going out on dates and seeing how each other is living.
Right.
For years.
It's not going to be for you. First of all, number one, why do you think back in the day, why do you think marriages happen so quickly? Because by the time you done started spending all your time together, going out on dates, talking, spending, and really building this attraction for each other, you understand and you're not getting no butt until that ring is on her finger. So niggas already make their decision. You know what? Yeah, you're right. I've been with her long enough to understand I'm looking for these things. I really like her. I really love her. I want to be with her. I want to be in her. So I'm going to get married. The whole point, the whole downfall of this whole thing is the fact that everything is happening outside of the normal course of what is supposed to be happening. So if you're giving me,
so that's what I'm saying. So you quicker to put a ring on my finger within 6 months to a year because I ain't giving you none. We living in two separate places and all this other stuff. Now you want to become one within 6 months to a year.
It just depends on however long it takes. I'm not putting no time on it. I need to feel comfortable with you, knowing I'm gonna be with you for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be stuck with you for the rest of my life. And sometimes,
okay, so from the time you start dating to whenever you feel comfortable, whether it be 6 months, a year, 2, 3, 4 years, that's how it's going to stay for that long period of time until you feel comfortable.
However long it takes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we both on the same exact page, because in my eyes, I think that's just, for you that may be good, but I just think it's a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
Why?
Not in today's society, that ain't happening.
Yeah. And this coming from two women that's not even pressed to be married. That's
Joy says, one of the viewers, Joy, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. She says exactly, and no cooking food in each other's house was not happening. You were always in the outside dining. Waiting to have sex, then put a ring. Streamer says, waiting to have sex, then put a ring. Now you're disappointed because the sex is whack.
First of all, number one, the sex will never be whack with someone you love. Because it's not about the humping and pumping. It's about the natural connection that you guys share.
And back in the day, they didn't marry for love. They actually married more for comfort.
So sex is nowadays, and that's the point. That's why everything's so out of whack. Because back before, that's why they were saying you were supposed to be a virgin when you got married. Because your wedding night, there's nothing for you to compare your sexual experience to. So if this is my first time and it's your first time, there's nothing for us to compare. So I'm the best lover you ever had, and you're the best lover I ever had. Because we are out here sampling before we get married, and then we don't get married, and then we go to the next person. Now we're talking about, oh, well, this person definitely wasn't stroking like Jerome was stroking, or this chick wasn't half the freak as Clarissa was, and that's why there's a mess. If I love you, if you love me, when we come together, every time we come together is going to be magical because we are showing our affection and our love towards each other.
Well, I'm glad I sampled a little bit. I'm just keeping it real.
Oh, sorry, you want to chime in now?
I'm just keeping it real. Because, yep.
And like I said, back in those days, yeah, you are supposed to be a virgin and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That is true. But in this day and age, that ain't what is happening.
Right, and that's why it comes with conflicts and all this other stuff is out of whack.
I am 44 years old, okay? Yes, I had sex because I had 3 kids.
Right.
Now, if I'm single again, and if I'm out there trying to date and possibly get remarried, then okay, what am I supposed to, is that my fault that I was married, I got married, I had my kids, and now we're not together no more?
Y'all were not supposed to be not together no more. That's what the commitment you made. The commitment you made. This is Ephesians 5:33. The Bible says, if your marriage is filled with conflict, don't give up.
Wait, say that again, Sarah.
Ephesians 5:33, and the Word of God says, if your marriage is filled with conflict, don't give up. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading of His already blessed word.
And if your marriage is filled with conflict, heating, toxicity.
What's toxicity?
Bullshit.
And you can take that out of chapter 5 of first verse.
That's right. the book of Tasha, the Galatians.
What you wowing, Ivy? You wowing over there? I'm sorry. Ain't nobody supposed to be in no toxic relationship.
But that's the point. This is the point. You're not supposed to be in a toxic relationship because you're supposed to make this decision. Those red flags didn't just show up. Those red flags was there from day one. You didn't want to see the red flags. You didn't want to see the toxicity from the beginning.
I said that earlier.
And I've been agreeing with you from earlier. I'm just saying. That's why. So even with you, even with you, when you use you as an example, you saying you had sex, you had kids, you were married. Now you and your husband are no longer. You and your husband are no longer together, right? Y'all were never supposed to. Y'all were never. You saw the red flags of your husband before you said I do. You just didn't want to see them. You saw the potential red flags. Those red flags do not just grow out of nowhere. I guarantee you did. I guarantee you, if we talk to someone, if we talk to someone who knew y'all then, they'll say, I knew from day one that Negro wasn't no good. That's what somebody's always going to come out and say it.
Put him on the phone. You know exactly what it was. Let's put him on the phone.
Understanding number one.
So whether now
understanding number one that for every action there's a reaction. Understanding that your decisions and the things that you do ultimately alter the course of your relationship. So even when you have to, for every action, there's a reaction. Every decision you make potentially alters the course of your relationship. So if me and Natasha are together, we're married, right? Natasha tells me that she's not happy doing something, right? Whatever it is, she's not happy with the fact that she feels that she has to do all the work at home. And then she has to worry about she got to worry about the kids, everything. And I'm just out chilling, doing whatever I want to do with my friends. And if I don't take heed to what she's saying and listen to what she's saying, and then ultimately she goes out of the marriage and she goes and meets somebody else who makes her feel happy and makes her feel loved and makes her feel wanted, is it her fault or is it my fault?
It's your fault.
Because my actions caused her reaction. Now, if I would have listened to what she said, and then I started coming home, helping out more, telling her how beautiful she is, how much she means to me, and showing her how much she means to me without just using my words, but showing her through action, then we will be good. And she wouldn't have to walk outside of the marriage. For every action, there's a reaction. At some point, one of your actions altered, one of your decisions altered how you and your husband at the time moved, and that ultimately set the stage for his jackassness, if that's what it was. At some point in that time, that was the cause. Your decisions either by yourself, jointly, or together, altered who y'all became as people. As individuals.
Okay. Let me ask you this: if something was put to your attention and you did change, but yet you still decided, you as that man still decided to go walk out and do what you was gonna do. That's the choice you made. That ain't got shit to do with me.
Say that again. You lost me. I lost you when you said.
That's just the dude being a selfish bastard.
If the man bought something to your attention that he didn't like, he wanted to change, whatever, you still went and you changed.
Hold on. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Did you change?
Wait,
Listen.
I ain't done.
Okay.
I ain't done.
All right.
I'm not done.
I said all right.
Yes, man.
You change, and you start doing exactly what this person was complaining about. But yet you still made a decision to step out. because that was the choice you decided to make. So how is that somebody else's fault? That's your fault, right? Because you made that choice to do that. Correct? When it comes to cheating,
are you done?
In your marriage or stepping out of your marriage,
wait, are
it
you?
doesn't have it.
Can I reply, or you want to finish the statement before I reply to what you're saying? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Cheating is a choice. You make the choice to do what you choose to do. If you did bring whatever to that person's attention, and even if they didn't really pay any attention to it or make a decision, then that person that went out and cheated made a decision to say, instead of me going back to my husband and talking to him again before I go step out on my marriage, or let him know that, you know what, this is not working for us because you refuse to change, I want to leave. And I'm going to leave. It's a choice. You have a decision to make. Say reply.
Okay. Once again, for every action, there's a reaction, right? So let's do it like this. Tasha, what's your favorite restaurant?
Oh, I'm a foodie. Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. Okay, so Tosh, you go to Texas Roadhouse.
I don't think so.
Texas Roadhouse is the bomb. I don't know what you're talking about. Cat, cut it out. But if she said Texas Roadhouse, all right. So Texas Roadhouse, you go to Texas Roadhouse, right? What's your favorite thing on the Texas Roadhouse menu?
The rolls.
Them rolls is banging, but that's off subject. Okay, so you go to Texas Roadhouse. You have whatever you order on the menu. They bring the rolls to you, no matter how many times you ask for it. You sit there, you like, oh, those rolls are good. Bring me some more. They bring you the rolls, even when they see the basket's empty. They bring you more rolls, right? Mm-hmm. When you leave Texas Roadhouse, you were stuffed, right? Mm-hmm. You drive by KFC. Are you stopping at KFC to pick up some chicken?
Maybe.
Why are you stopping at? Why is maybe?
Because I smoke and I get my cheese.
We're not talking about that. You always got to take stuff to the... If you have eaten all that you can eat, if you have enjoyed your meal and you are stuffed and you cannot eat another thing, when you drive past another restaurant, your first inkling is not going to be, let me stop and grab something, because you're full. Mm-hmm. It's the same way in a relationship. If I am full, if you are feeding every aspect of me, when another woman tries to feed me another aspect that you already fed me, I'm not going to want it because that's already been secured. So if he steps out, if he decided to still step out, number one, if he came to you and said something and you feel you changed, it's a big difference. Because one thing I've learned in the breakdown of a lot of stuff that happened in my life was I never paid attention. I just felt like I was changing for a certain reason. I changed, but you couldn't see my change. And one day I had to realize that my change is not gauged on me. It's gauged on your perception of my change. So if you tell me something, if I don't change to the point where it's noticeable to you, then I didn't change. That's the whole reason why I came to you. If I came to Kat and said, Kat, I don't like you wearing red. Kat says, you know what? That's fine. But now Kat is wearing burgundy every day. That's still a shade of red. So I still got a problem. Even though it's not red, it's still a shade of red. If I say I didn't like you in red and you wearing burgundy, you can say, well, I put on burgundy. But that's not the change I asked for.
Okay.
So then when I go down, wait a minute, I'm not finished. So now you can't get mad at me when I go to Natasha because Natasha is wearing brown. Because now that brown is not red. Now you could have put on brown and I could have been happy. And I'm like, bet, she listened to me. She loved me.
Like I said, before, and I'm gonna continue to say it again and again and again. It's a choice. If you decide to step out of your marriage, or you because of something that isn't going correctly in your marriage, and there is a communication problem, and somebody not changing, and you decide to step out, that was your choice to do so.
Yeah.
You have a choice to go cheat, or you have a choice
to walk away.
Going to dissolve the marriage.
Right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
That's what I was saying.
I get you. You're absolutely right with that. It was a choice. It was very much a choice. But understanding that for every action, there's a reaction. And if your action, now what my reaction is on me. That's the point.
Exactly. That's your choice.
That's on me. My reaction. But your action for your action.
Is exactly what you just said.
Right. Right.
Not on nobody else.
But your action produced my reaction.
No. Your action is your action.
No, your action is my react. Your action produced my reaction. Now, how I react is on me, and it defines the character of Derek. But your action is the one that produced
the catalyst to begin my reaction.
Right. They can never be a reaction without an action. There has to be an action first. That's scientific.
You made my domino fall.
So now my reaction is based on my character as a person.
Your reaction is based on what you want to do, regardless of what I did or if I ignored your needs.
Yeah, but my reaction is based on my character. So but your reaction is the thing that put my character into question. We all have to own our own pieces to this. And it's not you can't just ultimately I can't ultimately tell a chick that she's for the street, and I definitely can't, and you can't just call all men dogs. You have to understand that there's a reaction. I had a situation with a person that I thought was cool, dope person. But because I wasn't who she needed me to be, she went out and did some craziness. Now I was upset with her, and I was upset with the whole situation. But then I had to sit back and think about it. It's like, well, think about it, Derek. You were not who she needed you to be. So everything else that came with it was a reaction to who you were at that time. So yes, does that change the fact of her being a messed up individual in my eyes? No, but I understand that I played a part in it. I put her personality into question. I made her as a person questionable because of my actions.
And that's why you need to marry her, because you done messed up for the next man.
I didn't mess up for the next man. She messed herself up for the next man, because that means...
You done messed up, so you might as well keep her.
No. That's not happening. Hang that one up, sis.
You see what they doing?
I wasn't with her for years, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. See what they doing?
I counted that as a blessing. That was a blessing. I got to see what you was about in a matter of weeks and months before. Because if that would have happened in a matter of years, somebody would have had to die. Somebody would have definitely had to go.
Oh, I'm not the one. I'm not planning to get married. I like my last name. So,
okay, people, it is 9:30. We have went way over our time.
Yeah, because normally we don't have this back and forth because we don't be on Facebook. We be on YouTube with nobody.
Whatever.
Except for the Petersons, who don't come to no more because you put them on the show.
No, that's not true. They actually got the Leviticus.
Okay, we not going to.
They got Leviticus.
Not Leviticus. Okay. They ain't been back since they've been on the show. They ain't had Leviticus that long.
They asked.
Hello.
So they asked.
They asked.
They asked.
No, I said not on the show. I said they haven't tuned into the show.
Hello, fellas.
What's up? How you doing, girl? How you doing? You good?
It's time to end the show. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, Master.
It's time to go bye-bye.
Sorry, Master. So sorry.
Thank you.
Lordy, that's going to be 40 lashes for you, Dirk.
I'm in a whole heap of trouble.
your ass is grass.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Kandid Konversations tonight. This, like I said earlier, this is our last episode of 2021 and also our last episode of season 2. We are going to be taking a break in January, and we will be returning February 1st.
Coming forth to marry me.
And so I just want to do a quick thank you to everybody that has supported Kandid Konversations for the past 2 years. When we come back in February, is going to be our 3rd anniversary. So, without you guys, without our viewers, we still would not be Kandid Konversations because we would not be on.
Yeah, we would. We would be Kandid Konversations. We'll just be on YouTube.
Yeah. So, thank y'all.
What's wrong with it?
This conversation, I'm gonna smack the whole out of them if you don't shut up.
We would just be Kandid Konversations on YouTube. That's what we will be.
I want to say thank y'all for y'all continuous support of Kandid Konversations. So I know y'all have seen many faces run through Kandid, but
Kandid Konversations is a hoe. That's what it is.
Look, you might see some more new faces come season 3.
Kandid Konversation is a hoe. That's what it is. Just be running through faces. Just Kandid Konversations is loose.
You might see some more new faces come season 3. Very easy getting on my nerves.
Kandid Konversations is loose.
I just want to say, I'm not saying it's wrong for a woman to propose to a man. All I'm saying is that, y'all should think about that before y'all actually get down on business. Like, understand where you are in your relationship. Understand that you do not have to.
In a white dress. You ain't getting no younger. We might as well
whoever you are with. You can understand that if a man really doesn't want to, he's not going to be to ask that man to marry you, and he say yes, and y'all still have an engagement for another 5 years. So be very careful when you get down on business.
You've been having sex, so don't go in there lying.
Because personally, it just wouldn't be me. I can't see myself going there ever. Never, ever. But
Kara's down on bending.
Have communication, then you will understand that whether or not that man actually wants to marry you, or you're actually just a placeholder for somebody else. He's waiting for that right person. You're just in that place for now until he's ready to say bye-bye to you and on to the next. So think about it. Think about it hard before y'all do it. Think about it really hard. That's just my personal opinion. I was gonna say something nice to Derek, but I'm not gonna say anything nice to Derek tonight. Maybe when February get here, I may have some nice words for Derek.
I don't need your nice words. I got my own nice words. Derek, you are awesome. You are a great person. I'm so glad that you're here bringing laughter to the people day after day after day. You've been through a lot in 2020, 2021, but I'm glad that you are here and that you made it through. Your resilience is astounding and inspirational, and I'm so glad that you are who you are. You keep your laughs. You keep your happiness. You don't need it from anybody else because you make yourself happy, Derek. You are Kandid Konversations, literally, because if you shut your computer down, it will shut off on YouTube. So
holy shit.
Sasha, Justin, y'all got anything to say before we sign off?
I don't believe in the whole woman getting down on one knee asking a guy to marry them, that whole thing. But to each his own. Everybody's different. That shit don't float my boat at all. But hey, everybody different. Being that this is the last show of the year, it's been great. I look forward to our shenanigans, our weekly shenanigans. Me and Derek, man, I look forward to talking with y'all and pissing off Massa. And I hope everybody stay healthy because COVID is rampant.
Yo, y'all gotta stop calling me NASA.
I
NASA.
saw the mask.
NASA in the red dress, red dress.
Tasha, you got anything to say, boo?
Don't waste that woman time, boy. And honestly, this is what I have to say. Talk for the sisters that's out there. They feel like they want to do this proposal thing. I mean, just be clear on where he stands, because guys still like to pursue us. They still, we still have that animal instinct. So see him around first. See where he stands with it before you go ahead and take that plunge. Don't waste her time. If you don't want it, then don't talk to her.
But that's the problem. You got to find what he don't want.
All right, everybody.
I didn't get to say my last statement.
Oh, I'm sorry, Derek. What's your last statement of the night, baby?
Marriage is a very serious commitment between two idiots. If you are, marriage is a beautiful thing, and is a beautiful thing when a man finds his rib. You now have completed him.
Let's talk about ribs. You got me hungry.
You have completed him.
Because people get married more than once.
Right, because they not finding the right rib. They thought it was the right rib and found out.
Compatible.
Right.
I got biting off the ribs and throwing them back.
No, you're not consulting. You're not looking for that. You're not looking for the right rib with the right with the right tools. But
back saying it wasn't cooked right.
Y'all are interrupting my final statement. Now we're talking about ribs and everything else. Listen, marriage is a beautiful thing. If you find that person that you can finish life with, you are blessed beyond measure. Take it seriously. Understand that nobody is rushing you to do anything. You're not under a time limit. Take as much time as you need to make sure, because this thing is forever. Understanding that when you walk down that aisle, when you say I do, when you bring her into your fold, into your life, that this is the last person that you're ever supposed to be with. So take it very seriously. If you see red flags, talk about the red flags. Assess the red flags and move on from there. If you see that these red flags are something that you can't live with, then, as Tasha said, move on and allow her to find who she's supposed to be with, and you look for who you're supposed to be with. All this time of jumping the gun and jumping out of line and doing everything out of line, it's time out for it. Because if you really want to be married, do things in the right way so that you can find the person that you're looking for in that right time. Y'all be blessed. Have a great holiday. Happy New Year's. I'll see you on February 1st.
If you don't want me, then don't talk to me.
All right, people. Thank y'all so much. Love and blessings. We will see y'all February 1st. It's season 3. Peace.
Kandid Konversations.
Go ahead.